Hello everyone, Brian here again. This time I'm doing a quick review on the Gator Combo Axe made by Gerber Gear. Here we go. So here it is. It is what it is. It's a small, tiny hatchet. I really think they should have called it the Gator Combo Hatchet because to me an axe is something you wield with two hands and is typically a lot bigger than this. So let's get into it. One thing I like, it's got the rubber overmauled grip on it. It's very sturdy if you ask me. The sheath has a lot to be desired for. When this thing is attached to your belt, sorry, there it is. When this thing's attached to your belt, you gotta open up this Velcro flap. And again, anybody who knows me knows I absolutely hate Velcro. Anyways, once the Velcro is done, you push the axe up, you pull it, and you make sure that the handle down here doesn't get stuck like how this is right now. Which is probably something that I'm just going to go ahead and just keep on my backpack and not on my person. Alright, so there's the crappy sheath. Let's not worry about that anymore. Throw that aside. And here it is, the Gerber Combo Axe. Very tiny. As you can see, I've used it quite often. This thing goes just about through everything. The only thing it doesn't do, and they say on the instructions don't do it, don't use this as a hammer. You will pop the blade out. Guaranteed. Trust me. Don't do that. Only used for specifically what it's made for, chopping. It does come fairly sharp. Mine's actually been dulled. I've used it on just about every single thing. Everything between wood to aluminum cans to a car door. I wanted to see how strong this was. This was a given product for me to test out. And I tell you, I have put this thing through a car door. I have put this thing through a car windshield. I have put this through a car hood. The blade is unflawed. It is in one piece. It's not chipped. It's still there. It's a little dull, but this is an excellent blade, or I should say, an excellent axe, or not axe, sorry, hatchet. The head is forged steel. Let's start off with that. It is forged steel, giving a total weight of 23.60 ounces, if I recall. This it's heavy in design when you're hitting, but it's light enough that you can carry it in your pack, and it's not really going to be all that bad. You can see here, this is one of those blades that was actually made in Taiwan. This is not made in the States. And you can also see the year that this one was made, August of 2014, batch A-2. Now, I called Gerber. I said, what's the 2 for? Because I understand the A is the first batch of that month of that year. And they said that the A2 was because this blade is this hatchet is so popular. It's so popular that they decided to go ahead and make 2 different rounds at the same time. So A1 has actually gone. A1's being sold in the States, and A2 is also sold in the States, but it's also international. And there's A3, A4, A5, and so on. So they just made a whole bunch of batches on the first run, while still keeping the A. I just realized I just dinged my table again. Anyways, so that's it, or I should say, cut into my table. The head actually does come shiny. I gotta tell you, I thought it was oil, but it was actually just the finish. You could still kind of see it's still shiny there. It wears out somewhat quickly. One thing I don't like, and this is a little bit of a pet peeve of mine, is pine. When you're chopping through pine, pine tends to stick to blades. I know how to get it off. I just haven't had time. Honestly, I've been a little lazy because I'm still moving here in Nevada, or unpacking in Nevada. Sorry, but one thing I do like about this is it comes with a little bit of a bonus. On the bottom is a hidden woodsman blade. The woodsman blade is also made in Taiwan. This is made in the same year as the hatchet, as you can tell. The blade is not forged steel. It's actually stainless steel. It is it's a real thin blade. But I have actually gutted and prepared fish with it, so that's not a problem. In Nevada, we've got scorpions out in the desert, so it's actually It's actually taken off a couple of scorpion tails. I did put it through its paces by hammering it through doing a little batoning with it. Not too bad. It's a half tang. The blade comes roughly about here. Some people would say they would argue it comes all the way down here, but I know from a friend of mine who actually works at Gerber, it only goes halfway. That being said, the blade does not flex. It doesn't move. It's very reminiscent of the famous Mora blades. You know, they're not full tang either, but they're not going onto their handles as well. It's somewhat ergonomically designed. My hands are small, and this thing is tiny. And, you know, my thumb goes well over the jumping. It goes all the way up to here, unless I, you know, push my thumb back and remember that it's got to stay there. But for people who are interested in bushcraft, I could totally see them using this axe and this knife combo. Although a lot of people I know who do study bushcraft and do teach it, they typically use like a Ray Mears type blade, or they use a Mora, and then for axes they use them with wooden handles. You know, it's really, I mean, honestly, they'd all, every single one of them told me it's up to your personal preference. They all do not recommend using a Bear Grylls knife like the first generation blade. I don't really blame them. Some of them actually do think that the next generation, the Ultimate Pro, is actually a much more formidable knife to use, but at the same time they say it's too heavy. So, you know, it's really, you know, for people who do bushcraft out there. A friend of mine, Rob, he does bushcraft out in Australia. He uses something completely different. I'm not sure. I got to ask him one of these days what it is that he uses, so I can go ahead and get one myself. But anyway, so that's it. This is the Gerber Combo Axe 2. You can see that the axe is well used. You can see the blade is partially well used. And I have yet to really put this whole kit to a real test, honestly. You know, I've only been pretty much just chopping wood and taking this thing out to the desert with me when I'm camping. So far it's held up just fine, but I'm always going to carry my LMF2 or my Prodigy with me just in case. Anyways, this is Brian signing off for now, and I'll talk to y'all later. Take care, and bye-bye.